Hello. For my research presentation, I chose to research sport fan excitement. First, I am going to start with an introduction. I will then discuss my research questions. I will define excitement as a general term, and then I will define excitement in a sports fan perspective. I will identify items to measure excitement along with theories for excitement. I will then display a short survey that I conducted along with common questions to answer. I will discuss the common research trend for researching excitement at sporting events. I will end the presentation with a few discussion questions. So why is excitement an important emotion that sports fans have at sporting events? Sports do not occur without some form of excitement. Sports always contain excitement, whether it be a rival game, a really close scoring game, you name it. All sporting events contain excitement. My first research question is, what is excitement and why is it important to sport fans? My second research question is to develop items to measure excitement. My third research question is, what is the research trend for excitement in sport? So what is excitement? The definition given by the Webster Dictionary defines excitement as a feeling of great enthusiasm and eagerness or an exciting incident. The definition of excitement in the perspective of a sports fan is an emotion that sports fans feel when they are very tense or very happy in moments in a sporting event. An example of this definition, given by Pollard 2017, is the stage of the match at which the point is played. This example is referring to tennis, but you could transform it into any sport. For instance, for football, you could say the stage in the game at which there is a 4th and goal or when a player scored a touchdown. There are many different ways researchers have come up with to measure excitement. I will discuss 3 scales that were created. They are very similar to one another, but all bring something new to the table. First, I will discuss the Sport Fan Motivation Scale created by Juan in 1995 that Ingar Mijas in 2005 discusses in his journal. This scale has 8 different factors. I will go ahead and list the 8 different factors. Eustress, self-esteem, escape from daily life, entertainment, economic factors, aesthetics, group affiliation, and family needs. These are the 8 factors that contribute to why spectators come to sporting events. All of these factors are exciting to the consumers that come to the events. The second scale discussed in Ingar Mijas' journal in 2005 is the motivation scale for sport consumption. The 9 factors involved in this scale influences spectators to attend sporting events. The 9 factors included are achievement, acquisition of knowledge, aesthetics, drama, escape, family, physical attraction, physical skills of the players, and social interaction. This scale was created by Trell, Fink, and Anderson in 2003. The third scale is called the Scale of Attendance Motivation. This scale was created by Zhang, Pease, Lam, Bellerive, Pham, Williamson, Lee, and Wall in 2001, and was displayed in Ingar Mijas' journal in 2005. The 5 factors included in the scale is achievement seeking, stress and entertainment, catharsis and aggression, and salubrious effects, and also community image. All 3 of these scales display factors that play a role in sport fan excitement and are a good measurement to how to excite sports fans and how they are excited. There are 6 theories that have been conducted that contribute to how sports fans get excited and why. I will first list the theories and then go into each one of them one by one. So the first one is a stimulus organism response paradigm, or SOR. The second one is sport service environments. The third one is social environment, excitement, and consumer citizenship behaviors and how they affect each other. The fourth is physical environment, excitement, and consumer behaviors and how those affect each other. The fifth one is excitement. And lastly, the sixth one is consumer to consumer interaction. And all of these theories were researched by someone named Kim Kyung Yul in 2018. So, the stimulus organism response paradigm focuses on the consumer's emotional reaction to the environment that they're in that mediate the association between the environmental stimuli and the consumer's behavioral intentions. The features of the environment arouse emotions like excitement, which influence one's behavior at a game. The sport service environment theory has three dimensions that contribute to the types of service environments. The first dimension is ambient conditions. This includes temperature, humidity, and air pressure. The second dimension is the spatial layout and functionality of the environment. The third dimension are the signs, symbols, and artifacts displayed at the stadium or property where the sporting events are happening. And these factors of an environment play a part in how sport consumers feel and act while they are at a sporting event. So the next theory discusses how the social environment affects excitement and consumer citizenship behaviors. In a mass sporting event setting, this perspective suggests that consumers are more susceptible to emotionally respond to other people's displayed actions. For example, when other spectators yell, clap, or boo, it stimulates another person to yell, clap, or boo. A group consumption situation, like a sporting event, leads consumers to follow the same emotional and behavioral patterns. They share a sense of belonging while they're at a game. The next theory is very similar. Instead of social environment, it discusses how the physical environment affects excitement and consumer citizenship behavior. There is a positive relationship between consumers' perception of physical environments and emotional responses. First, impressions of an organization are influenced by the physical environment. So everyone that comes to a game, consciously or unconsciously, is observing their surroundings. The physical environment positively influences emotion and excitement. An example of this would be the layout, lighting, music, cleanliness, and aesthetics of a place. And the aesthetics help produce comfort and coziness of a sports fan, and that leads to pleasure and excitement. The next is excitement. So consumers are driven by emotional needs like excitement, and customers rely on their emotional states when evaluating a service. Excitement is a positive emotional state combining pleasure and arousal. Excitement is the end goal for most consumers. And then the last theory is consumer to consumer interaction that I'll be discussing around excitement. So, sporting event is more than just consuming it. It is a social process of influencing and being influenced by other consumers. There are shared moments of experience with others that increase the pleasure and excitement. Most stadiums allow for close proximity for one another, so everyone's very close to each other. So, sport consumption allows consumers to share time, space, and emotions with one another by observing and being observed. An example of this could include casual conversation with each other, cheering together, or tailgating with people that you may not have known before, but you share the common interest of the team. So I conducted a survey of 4 questions. The first question was define excitement in your own words. The second is define excitement at a sporting event in your own words. The third question is when do you feel feelings of excitement at a sporting event? And then what do you do when you are excited at a sporting event? So these are some of the common answers that I found. So some people said smiling, getting extra hype for something, anticipation and eagerness. For the second question, it was being happy when your team does well, cheering for your team, being stressed when your team is down. And then for the third question, they said they feel these feelings when their team is winning or when their team scores a goal or makes a good play. And then when they are excited, they yell, cheer, jump, clap, and scream. So on to the research trend. So the research trend for sport fan excitement was systematic sampling method and surveying spectators. So I'll start with the systematic sampling method by Kim Keong Yul in 2018. So 281 golf attendees were surveyed from 3 Korean Ladies Professional Golf Association events. Structural equation modeling was conducted, and the findings supported the full mediating effects of excitement between sport service environments and consumer citizenship behaviors, and the partial mediating effects of consumer to consumer between excitement and consumer citizenship. The next research trend is surveying spectators, and this was done by Mihis in 2005. Spectators were surveyed while attending competitions, specifically in soccer and ski jumping in Norway. The study focuses on the motives of sociability and excitement, and the reports on the development of the entertainment sport motivation scale that I talked about earlier. The ESMS is the abbreviation for that, is reliable and unidimensional. The study examines the relationship between motives and socio-demographic variables of gender, age, and education. Findings show differences in social excitement motives between male and female spectators to be marginal when compared to differences between sports, age groups, and level of education. Now that I've answered all of my research questions, let's discuss a few questions related to excitement. The first question is, what are the positives and negatives to excitement? There are many positives to excitement. To just name a few, excitement makes for an exciting game, happiness among those involved, and good memories and experiences. There are also a few negatives for too much excitement that goes on. They include actions getting dangerous at times or violence between opposing fans. The next question is how to control that negative excitement. So the best way to control that negative excitement is to have security and crowd control or management at all games stationed accordingly. Also, the reduced sale of alcohol can also contribute to helping reduce the negative effects of excitement. Many stadiums don't sell alcohol past the halftime or the third quarter or something along those lines. And here are my references that I used for this research presentation. Thank you very much for watching. Excitement is a very important emotion in sporting events, and there's a lot of research done on it. Thank you.